scientists have been working to reveal the secrets of Skinwalker Ranch.
In Uintah County, Attorney General Sean Reyes, during his tenure, was known for his active combat against human trafficking, as well as environmental, social, and governance investing strategies. Recently, Reyes has taken a new course by lending his skills to the paranormal investigation series in northern Utah, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. What happens as Reyes ventures into the world of unexplained supernatural phenomena? Will his professional expertise lead to several mysteries being solved, or is he simply just passing the time? Stay with us till the end of the video to find out. The collaboration of a high-ranking official in the series has left many excited about what is to come. This has allowed the show to gain more viewers, as it has sparked several controversies and interest about future cases being unsolved. Another cast member, David Mason, a UAP researcher well known for his work in the documentary, and his inventions, such as FLIR thermal cameras, which were used in series, believes that with Reyes's skills, there would be a great development in unraveling the mysteries of their research. One of his most prominent inventions, the triple-spectrum light-wave transmitter, is a device that transmits laser through ultraviolet, soft X-rays, hard X-rays, and gamma rays that are known to be ionizing radiation. These waves are not so sensitive to human eyes and cannot be spotted directly. However, the laser is visible. For many who are just being newly introduced to the Skinwalker Ranch series, it is one of the places considered most mysterious and spooky in the southeast of Ballard, Utah. Over the years, the area has been the subject of several unexplained activities, UFO sightings, and claimed extraterrestrial life wandering freely in the area. Despite all research and investigations that indeed point to questionable activities in the area, there has been no solid evidence to back these claims, leading to these cases being regarded as paranormal. There have been several series of references to the locations, in both fictional and non-functional tales and several books, and the area managed to be the subject of a History Channel show. By understanding if so many mysterious activities are happening in a single location in an entire region, the area is definitely not the size of a dollhouse. So how big is the Skinwalker Ranch? Skinwalker Ranch, also known as Sherman Ranch, is a property of approximately 512 acres, a considerable wide range of land left inhabitable to locals. In an effort to get to the bottom of the terrifying reports, the property owner, Brandon Fugel, a prominent businessman and a real estate developer, tried to satisfy his curiosity by purchasing the property in order to investigate and study the strange and unexplainable phenomena reported to have taken place in the area. Of personal interest, Brandon has been known to always be inquisitive about the mysteries of the universe and whether or not humans are the only life forms. So far, his investment has been giving a start at answering these questions, as well as uncovering several mysterious activities using cutting-edge technological devices and techniques. Let's discuss Shawn Reyes joining the show. As already started, this is a new development and a positive one at that. Attorney General Sean Reyes was spotted on the show on Season 4, episode which, as usual, premiered on the History Channel on May 9th. The attorney took an interest in the investigation of an unidentified aircraft that appeared to be monitoring and taking records of the latest experiments conducted on the ranch. The aircraft, from looks, has been suspected to be a Black Hawk military helicopter. When asked about how he suddenly became a guest in the series, Mr. Reyes stated that he was invited to the show because the ranch has come to be a subject of national curiosity. He also stated that he would not be appearing on the show full-time or as a person in official work. He clarified that no taxpayer funds were used to fund his appearance on the show and that it was done of his own free will and interest. The episode was simple and straight to the point. Reyes expressed his desire to investigate the aircraft using UAP, an unidentified flying object, and intelligence assessment. He believes that it is a breach of Utah's sovereignty and a violation of several constitutional and state rights, most especially since there has not been any sort of access pass or traces of identification. Many have been wondering what expertise a well-known public official has to offer in solving the mysteries of paranormal activities and UFO cases. Unlike similar cases, this bewilderment is rightly so. Well, it seems Mr. Reyes is more than gifted in aiding the interpretation of the conducted experiment, both visual auditory, and in codes. A case in point is the level he has attained in his career, as it takes a huge amount of concentration and attention to detail. Attorney Reyes, as a professional at first glance, tries to interpret data and find fault with accuracies than an average person solving a case. The investigation is stated to be treated as a security breach, and as every major investigation that has been carried out regarding the state. In Season 4, the team conducted what they termed the most interesting science experiment of our time. In a helicopter, a 200-light drone experiment was conducted above the triangle, and the results indicated the unexplainable activities in the mesa area. Metallic objects were found underneath the mesa, and several experiments and observations were conducted to find out its source. That is not all. From the experiment, it seems like something else, apart from the metallic objects, was underneath the mesa. However, what it is yet to be known. At the start of the experiment, there was a UAV survey of the ranch's 512 acres, and data was collected over the period of 7 days by VCTO labs in Washington state with GPS RTK, acquiring the necessary 1 centimeter accuracy for a 3D model created by PIX 4D-matic processing. The use of this GPS was a critical concern during the start of their experiment. The major worry was not to invalidate their hypothesis due to bad recordings and inaccurate data. It seems the problem was pretty much solved on its own based on their choices. The GPS was heavily relied on to track the movement of the strange helicopter when it came into view, and from the angle it took off. The focus of the helicopter was also something hoped to be achieved, so its exact target would be known. At the initial stage, the experiment was conducted over 1,000 feet over the triangle, and the distance was then increased to 5,000 feet. At this altitude, Caleb Bench was able to drop 5 GPS balls to observe at different angles as they pushed through the area at a greater vertical distance. The experiment was not an easy one. Unavoidably, there were technical and natural factors that stunted the smooth running of the operation. The helicopter, at that altitude, was more difficult to pilot due to the wind's sudden character. The aircraft was frequently being pulled to the east, tampering with the calculations of their observation. At one point, the team received a 1.6 gigahertz signal, which is famously associated with unexplainable paranormal or extraterrestrial activities. It is also assigned to radio astronomy, space operation and research, maritime communication, and weather satellites. They became even stronger as the team ascended over 10,000 feet above sea level. There was extra caution due to the turbulence and the wind pulls. Unfortunately, the team got no closer to the triangle at that altitude due to the wind pressure of about 35 miles per hour. It was not pleasant in the least. It is no surprise that the result of the experiment was not as expected. The GPS devices were unaccounted for due to several distractions, and soon, the main concern was their whereabouts and the data they had gathered. Let's discuss the aftermath of the experiment. Since the first experiment, several have been conducted to know the point at which there can be an accurate observation. So far, the team has been reduced to an altitude of 9,400 feet above sea level, and it is safe to say the experiment has been suspended due to safety reasons. Until there are appropriate measures put in place to ensure it is a low-risk or non-fatal experiment, it is postponed. As one of the team members stated, safe landing during the wind pressures and the helicopter being pulled to the east was the priority of the team. Even from the screen, it could be seen that it was a difficult ride. Overall, as a first trial, the experiment was fairly a success as the team made it safely to the triangle point. Having data from the waves and the data obtained before the GPS disappearance, the results of the experiment were remarkable, and with consistency, the next experiment is expected to yield better results. Some would say the team was on the brink of a groundbreaking discovery and access to fresh data on the subject. The data results displayed in the interim had the team excited about what they were about to unveil. What would be the new discovery? Will it be even stranger than the unexplainable reports? Many viewers had their curiosity hats on and were anxious about what the hidden phenomenon might be. The team had all preparations at their best. The GPS locator was set on the helicopter, alongside a data logging device and a camera to record all flights of the operation. Everything was recorded and displayed to the viewers. every part of the flight and the explored surface of the ranch from an elevated level. It was almost like taking part in the operation too. Full-blown curiosity, suspense, and anxiousness about what is to be discovered. The data, passages, and destinations were vividly displayed and gave no chance even for minor mistakes until the wind pressure affected the smooth running of the operation. However, despite the operation being successful and productive for the first trial, it had some inconsistencies when it was analyzed. From closer observations, it was seen that the flight was not as regulated as what was displayed in the data, and the turbulence was not in the record. The difference between the start of the experiment and its conclusion did not tally and almost put the whole mission in jeopardy. The good part, however, was that they were easily detectable, and the statistics were soon perfected. There was over 666 difference, a point where even the maneuvers while on flight were questionable and almost impossible at such an altitude. There were simulations set up to execute the data, and as it seems, to perfectly execute the data, the helicopter would have had to be piloted while maintaining a hover, and at the same time trying to land vertically. For those who are familiar with a safe landing, ascending vertically, as already known, is high risk and planning a death sentence. It was also obvious that none of this was done during the flight. It could not be further than inaccurate, and there was no sort of endangerment of lives. Thanks to the visual data, a video of the flight was displayed for viewers. The triangle location from ground level up to the helicopter at 10,000 feet above the triangle was displayed, and there were also shreds of evidence of detailed captured photographs, countering the claims that the images were compromised and were designed to work as filters. If you look closer at the photographs and video footage and adjust your camera contrast, the hidden details are more pronounced and become very noticeable. The rumors about the footage being a lot of material for conspiracy are hogwash and very biased comments from critics without evidence. In a brighter light, this experiment has gratified several reports as not being delusional or forms of imagination. The claims are valid and very much real, but if they are, what is really going on in Skinwalker Ranch? The helicopter experiment gives no room for debate on whether or not the activities are supposedly fictional, real, or the side effects of an ancient curse. The results are phenomenal and definitely a significant flight compared to other recent Utah aviation history. Many viewers have complimented the team on their use of cutting-edge technology devices such as the camera, which, to many admiration, was of clear view throughout the flight, even during the wind pressures. The investment into highly engineered devices made a huge portion of the data records, both visual and in statistics, making the series very enjoyable and the experiment having close to accurate details. It was with the aid of the devices the unidentified UAP was discovered, and when its features were observed, it was similar to a helicopter. Also, during the flight, the camera was able to carefully split the atmosphere into the troposphere, stratosphere, and ionosphere. Some parts of the orbits, however, were claimed to have semblance with orbits, and were speculated to be pathways for the aliens dwelling in the ranch. There has not been deep research on whether or not it is a possibility, so maybe it's real, or maybe it is not. Only time and research can tell. Nevertheless, the elliptical path suggests that the ranch is the subject of something lurking behind the helicopter, and as a matter of fact, we might not be alone in the universe. Perhaps the ranch is an ancient contact point, or the first attempt for other life forms to contact Earth, or perhaps the undead walk silently among the living and living freely at an open site, yet undetected. The photograph reveals that there is a mysterious connection between the helicopter and its subject of observation, Skinwalker Ranch. Unfortunately, the aircraft's origin is still unknown, and its purpose of studying the team's activities has not been brought to light. David Mason's new inventions are hoped to be what would unveil the secrets of Skinwalker Ranch. The triple-spectrum light-wave transmitter has far exceeded several devices, and with guarantee, will be able to aid the investigation to a better success level. The ongoing show, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, is truly fascinating. The series reveals the line between what is real and what is not, and, with concrete evidence, tries to find a balance between the two. Several viewers are looking forward to the release of Season 5 and anticipate what mystery is being revealed next. What are your thoughts on the Skywalker series? Do you think it is a well-planned conspiracy or a show of a ranch with hidden secrets? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification button for updates on new videos.